The capital of Ukraine. My name is Victor Fursov, and this is my channel about entomology, about insects. So I am a researcher, I am an entomologist, beekeeper and teacher, and this is channel about insects, invertebrates, nature, English, and about Kiev, Ukraine as well, and about Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. So I am now in Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, and you watch my channel just with different insects, if you like it. If you don't like it, just go out, just switch off and go out. If you want to communicate with me, you can use this Skype messenger, or you can send me some private messages through email, ufancy@gmail.com. If you want to write comments, also you need to be registered on Gmail, so that you can write your comments under the description of this video, or you can write your comments in the comment section just now or on the right side of the screen, or private message sent here. Today I am going to show you some interesting insects which I have recorded before, and actually last summer, and maybe not last summer, this hard summer actually, summer of war or summer of peace, one summer before. And let's start from the beginning. I have many different videos, so I'm very pleased to show you these insects and discuss who are them and what's interesting inside this video. So you can be surprised, because many insects are very surprising. Alright, what's that? You see, this is a huge, very huge pupa, very special night moths, which are called hawk moths, also called sphinx moths or hummingbird moths. Any of a group of sleek-looking moths from the family Sphingidae were named like that because of their hovering, swift flight patterns. But we have also a very interesting tongue, which is inserted inside this special like a tube. And larva caterpillar has a very special structure, usually with horn on the body, on the back of the body. And you see here, this species very special because it has a tongue, which is included here on the head part of this pupa, and looks very, very strange, very, very interesting. So quite unusual, exerted feeding part of mouse. So these are pupa belonging to the family Sphingidae, sphinx moth, hawk moth, or hummingbird moth. Let's show next insect. Who are these? You know a lot of different beetles who are predators. So many beetles of Carabidae family are predators. But if you observe them in captivity, so you can recognize what they're doing. They're feeding on something. Yes, and this kind of a Carabid beetle or round beetle is just cutting the leaf. So why? Does he need a little bit moisture, or this is his food? So some Carabidae beetles are feeding on plants as well. So that's quite easy to understand by observing them, so we can eat some seeds, some plants, and can make even some damage for agricultural crops. So he's trying to use his mandibles on the mouth parts just to cut with the leaf. The two different individuals, one with bigger mandibles, another with smaller, and so two different species. And for another species, I proposed some another food. I proposed some aphids, sucking aphids from another plant. And another Carabid beetle was very lucky to find this predaceous species. So a predaceous species was eating aphids. Just let's see how another species will be very happy to eat small aphids. Yes, sitting here carefully and chewing with mandibles, moving with mandibles, and feeding on these tiny small black or gray drops. These are tiny aphids sucking insects. So this round beetle is very happy to catch them one by one, like seeds. Yeah, like sunflower seeds for humans. Very tasty. Very tasty. And this one also is sitting and eating another aphids as well. Very easy for using aphids for feeding either beetles or feeding ants. So sometimes you can collect, if you keep culture of ants, so you can collect some plants outside near your house in spring and summertime with aphids. Aphids were sitting, they are not crawling, they are not running very quickly. So they can fly sometimes, but they are moving very slowly. So you see here some aphids like drops, they are sitting, and all these two round beetles are very happy for feeding, and even they're just trying to fight for food. So one is just beetle is fighting with another one to get more food. And I show you some ants also from my culture. You are keeping some ants in formicarium. This is very good idea for observations, so you can see how ants feeding each other, how ants feeding on seeds or maybe just on some drops of honey liquid, on sugar liquid, how they move, how they feed another ants. So you can see here they're exchanging with food. This process is called trophallaxis. They're just moving with antennae, both of individuals, both specimens feeding. And just one individual who was lucky to receive some food, exchanging with his food, his liquid, with another individual, with another specimen. So this, and on the right side was feeding for one individual, and now he's feeding another one with same species, Camponotus. And I kept them in captivity. One my friend gave me small culture for cultivation and for some observations and for recording this video or similar videos. So you can also record your videos on your camera, either video camera or even on your camera on your smartphone, on your telephone, because insects in a formicarium were in captivity, so they have no space to escape. So they're like an aquarium, but in formicarium. So you can observe them how they're feeding each other. Because one ant on the right side was lucky to have some food, and left one was not so lucky, but was lucky to receive exchange of by food with this ant, which is using like a nurse, feeding another insects, another ants in a colony, an ants colony. So let's start to make your videos using smartphone and exchange with this video. If you want to show your videos, you can send this video to me and I will show it for another people. And here are some insects sitting in a cage. They are not escaping because they're crawling very slowly. And these are super mealworm, Zophobos atratus, Zophobos mealworm, these two individuals, same size, maybe 2 centimeters size, and one is big one, rhinoceros beetle, male with big horn, which is trying to escape and moving a little bit and trying to use his horn just to get through. And rhinoceros beetle is very powerful with his first pair of legs, with his horn, and I had the experience that I kept this rhino beetle in a plastic box, a very simple plastic box from which I used from milky cream, but just imaged just very fresh rhino beetle used his very, very strong first pair of legs and made a big hole in a plastic jar and escaped. I was lucky to find escaped rhino beetle just in my kitchen. So be careful putting them in a plastic box with thin walls. Rhino beetle can escape and make a hole even through the plastic. But these super mealworms, black beetles on the right side, were not so powerful. We're usually not penetrating plastic box. We're not chewing plastic. We're more careful. But they can escape easily on the walls. Carefully, but they can be adapted and can escape through the walls and can be crawling in your room, in your laboratory. If you are not careful, they like to escape. Sometimes they're becoming hungry, and when they're hungry, they're becoming more active and trying to escape as soon as possible. And some other insects which quite easy to be kept in captivity. You can keep. These are not grasshoppers, these are praying mantises. Praying mantises, 2 females. I collected them in August time. They're coming to the city, so I didn't catch them in the forest. They were coming to the city, to the light of shopping center. And here 2 of them. One is trying to escape and one another, trying to be aggressive, and showing that she is more powerful, opening wings and just showing that she is bigger aggressor and bigger size on a smaller praying mantis, and small praying mantis just escaped. But if you keep 2 individuals in one cage, just be very careful. Mantises are predators, and one and another, they can be fighting, and only one will survive in captivity. So better to use just some food for feeding them, like mealworms, larvae, and you can feed them easily. What about next insect? And next insects are coming to your kitchen very often. These insects you can find in your kitchen very often, because these are dangerous pests. These are beetles. Tiny beetles are called weevils. Tiny beetles you can see crawling, but running very fast. These are tiny moths. Plodia interpunctella, mealworm moths. Southern mealworm moth, size about 6 millimeters. Sometimes can fly in a kitchen. Just housekeepers are very worried about them. You can find them in a kitchen and saying that these tiny moths will eat my fur and all my clothes. No, these tiny moths and their larvae caterpillars will not eat fur, but only some food like plants, like some seeds, some cereals, some dry plants material, like here some grains. And here in a bigger size, in a bigger magnification, just this is Plodia interpunctella sitting just under the sunshine. You see here brown coloration of wings, stripe on wings, very sharp like a nose. You see coloration just very special for wings. And another moths, which are fur moths, very tiny. They're just different, have a different coloration, just yellowish coloration, and flying usually not in a kitchen. In a kitchen usually the commonest pest, this is moth, Plodia interpunctella, or grain moth, which is laying eggs about 60 100 eggs can lay this moth, and tiny caterpillars will penetrate all carton boxes. Some packages can make cavities in packages, and larvae are very small, so they can easily penetrate any box with food material like dry food, dry fruits, dry raisins, bread, cereals. And so next time you can open not very well sealed package, you can find inside caterpillars, and caterpillars are very irritating because they can eat and make a mesh, silk mesh inside your food, so it can destroy some food very easily, especially if it will be high infestation with this very tiny moth. But infestation can be pretty high. You see just one female, one of these tiny moth will lay either 60 or 100 eggs very easily. So infestation, so only even 60 caterpillars can hatch from one moth, and it's quite a big number. Finally, I show you beloved insect which I showed already before, and this is praying mantis, because praying mantis is very common for observations. Many people are keeping them just in the zoo, in a home zoo, but you will not keep mantis during the winter, because usually in Europe mantises were just overwinter in the egg cases. Mantises, females will lay egg case, and very young, small larvae of babies of mantises will hatch just somewhere in the springtime. But there are many tropical species of mantises, so that's why in a pet shop or just through internet some people selling cases of mantises just for zoo, and this is very good pet for observations. So thank you for watching. Press like, write your comments and ask your questions. And this is, you have recognized this is a dark time became because this is switch off electricity, so it's blackout for this period of time. Unfortunately, electricity switch off. So press like, write your comments, ask your questions. Good luck and see you soon on my channel. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, ask your questions, write your questions under this video, and welcome to my channel for continuation of the next video streams to be continued. Thank you very much for coming. Good luck, see you soon. Subscribe, press like, and write your comments. And visit my Patreon page and write privately on my email. Visit Patreon page to become donator, sponsor, and you can support my channel by giving just a couple of cups of coffee on my Patreon page. Thank you very much. Good luck. See you soon. Bye bye. Sorry it became too dark. I must finish and my stream was just in a break. Thank you very much for coming. Bye bye.